10 real unbelievable places on Earth that science still can't explain, mysterious scientific phenomena. When we think about wonders of Earth, the 7 wonders of the natural world may have been named too quickly. There are other places in this world though that are far stranger. These are places that scientists have had to struggle just to understand how they ever could have been formed. Here are top 10 real unbelievable places on Earth that science still can't explain. Pishka. Deep in the Amazon lies a river 4 miles long and unlike any other on Earth. The Pishka is so hot that any animal that steps into it gets boiled alive. The river gets as hot as 91 degrees and scientists aren't completely sure why. Normally, water that gets this hot is fed by a volcano, but this one is 700 kilometers removed from the nearest one. There's a theory though. Scientists believe that boiling hot water from under the earth cracks through fault lines and heats up the river, making the water a geothermal system unlike any other on the earth. The Petrifying Well. It's a place where water trickles down a cliffside that looks like a skeleton's grinning face and where anything you place under the water will turn to stone. The process usually takes 3 to 5 months. But you can leave anything you own under the trickling water and, when you return, it will be stone. For a long time, people believed that the well was cursed by a witch. Scientists today suggested theory have found that the water just has an unusually high mineral content. Mobile Cave. In southeastern Romania, there is a cave that was locked away from the slightest ray of light for 5.5 million years and that has a completely different atmosphere from the Earth. You enter a chamber with a lake of sulfuric water stinking of rotting eggs. The air there is toxic, filled with hydrogen sulfide and contaminated with 100 times the surface's levels of carbon dioxide. The strangest part, though, is that a whole ecosystem has survived inside it. Researchers have found 33 species inside the cave that don't exist anywhere outside of it. They've adapted to survive in a sulfuric atmosphere, living by feeding off a foam on top of the stones. Namibia's fairy circles. The circles in question are so geometric that it's hard not to think of intelligent hands behind the design. They are actually patches where nothing grows on a field of grass. The circles have diameters in the range of 10 to 65 feet and are more or less evenly spaced from each other. Spread across thousands of kilometers, these circles baffle scientists no end. That's not to say that speculations weren't made regarding their origin from fungus to poison gas and yes, everyone's favorite reason for anything mysterious: radiation. The Beacon of Maracaibo. In western Venezuela over the Catatumbo River, there is a storm that never ceases. Starting at 7 p.m. every night, lightning crashes over the water for 10 hours every night, 260 nights each year. Nobody knows for sure why it happens. Up until recently, the leading theory was that it had something to do with uranium in the bedrock, although scientists are starting to doubt it. One day, the storm just died down without explanation and seemed for a while to be over. Then, after 6 weeks of silence, it sparked up again and has been raging ever since. A blood-red waterfall staining the snow-white face of Taylor Glacier. Glaciologists and microbiologists have sought to determine what causes the mysterious red flow. They've concluded that the source is a subterranean lake rich in the iron that gives the water its red hue. Stranger still, recent research has revealed microorganisms living 1,300 feet beneath the ice, sustained by the iron and sulfur in the water. Kawah Ijen. In Indonesia, there is a sulfur mine built into a volcano, and when the workers enter it at night, they turn off their lights. They don't need them because their way is lit by the strange, glowing blue liquid trickling down the side like lava. Kawah Ijen is often described as a volcano with blue lava. Sulfuric gases inside heat up and burst out of it, shooting blue flames up to 5 meters into the air. The gases then condense into liquid sulfur, which spills down the mountain slopes, looking like flowing neon blue lava. The Nazca Lines of Peru. The Nazca Lines are found in an estimated area of 450 square kilometers in an arid coastal region of Peru. The lines portray creatures that actually exist and also those that are purely imaginary. Also, geometric motifs like triangles and spirals are also to be found among them. The lines were created sometime between 200 BC and 500 BC, a time when the Nazca lived in the area. The purpose of the Nazca Lines is a mystery archaeologists haven't been able to solve yet. Magnetic hill. A vehicle that's turned off rolling uphill backwards without a cause is something you might expect to see in a movie. But that's the kind of wackiness which has made Magnetic Hill a popular tourist destination. Even though the phenomenon was first observed back in the 1930s, the reason for it still remains a mystery. Richet structure. The Richet structure, also known as the Eye of the Sahara, is a circular feature found in the Sahara Desert. About 50 kilometers across, the feature was first speculated as the result of the impact of an asteroid. It was later argued that the structure was actually formed due to a volcanic eruption. Both the theories didn't stand up to scientific investigation, and now it's considered as a highly eroded dome of igneous rock. However, even if that's true, it still doesn't explain the fact that the rings in the structure are equidistant to its center, something that's highly improbable in a natural structure of the kind it's theorized to be.